Okay, so welcome back to the next session of this UVing. Like I said, I'm just going to go through all of this. You don't necessarily have to watch all of them. You can skip through these. I'm just doing it so it's just complete. There's no I don't want to show you me fast forwarding stuff, so just carrying on exactly where we've left off. Oh, excuse me. And we'll just get through and continue UVing. Like, you don't have to watch these, but you never know. You might get stuck on something and you want to know how I UV it. Probably not, but once you've done a couple of UVs, you kind of know how to do all of them. There's a couple of nice little tricks you can learn on the way. But pretty much just going to be doing the same thing over and over. But it will be the only course, or at least the only tutorial online that literally will show you every single step. And that was the kind of whole point. And I know a lot of you just want quick tutorials. And I'm just going to put this down in my waiting room. And that is 3. Oh, and that is done. Move on down, and as I'm going along, I do assign the existing checkout material just so I can see it's done. Cool. And what have we got here? So we don't really see in there. So a lot of this stuff we don't really won't see a lot of this stuff, so we can get away with not the best UVs, should I say, but obviously you want to do them as best as you can. But for this case, because in reality this is not great, but all we're ever going to see is this bit here, which is absolutely fine. But you should always do them as best as you can, to be honest. I'm just going to put this down in my waiting room as well, and that's that done. Assign my material. And now we've got this big bit. Let's look at that. Cool. So you can see we've got a lot of things going on here, but it shouldn't be too bad. First of all, we'll always delete my UVs. They're not just UV and camera based. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to cut there. So whenever I've got a bevel, whenever it's a bevel, I try to select the middle one, because you can see now, like, the stretching it's not pulling away, it's staying central. It shouldn't make much of a difference, but it's just a thing that I like to do. And we definitely need to detach this bottom part, cut, and because it's like, it depends on the way you see things, on where you want to put seams, because we're going to use triplanar protection. It shouldn't matter too much, but obviously we're going to see the front of the robot probably the most, and you probably don't want to put a seam there, but in this case I can put a seam at the front. No, I won't actually, I'll put it at the back, because I've got all that up there as well, so it doesn't actually make a difference. Ignore everything I said. It depends. It really does depend on how much you want to clean up, basically. If you need to clean up, it's not certain that you will have to, but you don't know if there's going to be any sort of mine's getting a bit late, but if it's any seams are going to show up, so the less seams you can paint out, the better it's going to be. Well, it makes no difference, it's just going to make it a little bit easier. Cool, so we can't get that on. Well, it's just a little bit too big. Optimize this so it's obviously that's incorrect here. Ooh. Select these edges and press R and scale that. It's probably because we need to also get rid of this sort of edge here. So before doing anything else, I will select this and cut that as well. And let's see if that fixes any of our issues. Nope, seems to have made it worse. It's because this is curling. This particular shape on a curl up. So let's cut that and see. Nope, doesn't make a difference. Let's see what happens if I scale this down, edit, pin it, Control U. Almost done the bottom as well. So edit, unpin, and optimize. And let's just shot it straight back. So might need to, there's obviously an edge in here that's sort of not happy with. Maybe actually we'll cut that down the middle. I think that was down the middle. You can see that sort of helped it by splitting it into two, because it's not have to worry about this curvature up. It's a little bit annoying how sometimes things work, but now we do have we can just, that's not a problem at all, to be honest. Let's set our, hopefully we can get this all in. Nope, so that's going to have to go in 2 UVs. Oh no, it's not. What am I on about? Cool. Now, what's this bit here? This is that inner bit. We don't see it, but let's see what we can do with it, just doing it like that. I know that's not super ideal, but it wants to kink around there for some reason, but okay, so let's chop this. Cool, that seems to level things out. Probably just leave that like that and tuck if I need to actually put things in. Not too bothered that's curved, don't see it. But let's It's annoying. It's got an edge loop there. Let's see how it goes just by straightening it. That's actually a lot better. It's not curved, it's just got those slight bends. So let's see what happens if I do straighten UVs. I do optimize. That's actually, for once, I'd say it's actually not done a hugely bad job. But let's try that again. Orient. Okay, cool. So that's probably all right. Let's set that. Let's set both of these. And these look all right. Let's just do this top. I suppose I could split that as well. Just so it's consistent. And let's see what straighten UVs does. And you can see it's kind of, it doesn't do a particularly great job sometimes, so we can undo that. I always prefer to do it this way. Sort of scale it out, sort of roughly get it the right size, pin it, show and unfold, edit, unpin all, and optimize. And we'll still have a little bit of a curve in there, but it's not as a. So we'll have to use straighten UVs. Let's try and do that again. Optimize it with that pin on still, then we'll unpin all, then just do a quick little optimize as well. So it's always going to sort of pull around because we're kind of, if we look at it, it's quite a rounded shape, so we're not going to, unless we break it down into quarters really. That's when you're going to get your best sort of, if you want it really flat, you need to do it like that. Again, pin selection. Cool, so we've done that. Now we just need to do this bottom part. We will just do the same again here. We'll cut here. So we don't really see that in there, so we can just unfold that. Let's pull that to the side. Let's cut that as well. Just rotate that around 90 degrees. Yeah, I think me going through every... I'm still contemplating whether to go through all of it or not, because it just takes... It does take ages. If you do it this way, it will take ages. But, well, me talking over it, it will take ages. But if you just... if you put your head down and just get going, it probably won't take very long. But I don't want you to be like... My main thing from this is for you to understand actually how long things take, and not believe like some of the stuff you see online, because some of it's absolutely rubbish. Things take ages. There's no such things as super fast things, and if they do look fast, they're super rehearsed. And as you can tell, I don't rehearse any of my tutorials, so you get the luxury of seeing all my mistakes. But yeah, it's quite difficult to make, if I'm honest, it's quite difficult to make conversation when you're doing the same thing over and over, and doing probably the most boring subject. But if you are listening, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Probably no one's going to hear that, because no one's going to get this far into UVing or care about it. But if you do get this far and you do hear this part, write something in the comments. It will make me laugh. It'll make me know that you're actually watching. It'll make me feel good. And it's very annoying that I can't get that to fit in there, so we're going to have to put this into another UV space. And this, if I'm honest, is just junk. So we should try and do something logical with it. We're not really going to see that anyway, so what is this bit here? The top bit. It's annoying that it doesn't quite fit in there, but I'm not too bothered. Oh, we've still got this bit up here, whoops. Let's cut that. Get this little bit in here so it's not all wasted. So if I was doing this as of like a task at work, I would always UV as I go along, just so it's not a a huge amount of stuff at the end to do, UV wise. Some people enjoy it though. If you get into it, it can be quite relaxing. Or it can be hell. But it's not a complex process really. Once you know a couple tricks to get it all working, it's just kind of rinse and repeat. And like you'll see here, I'm pretty much doing the same thing over and over, just on different pieces of mesh. Cool. So now we've done that body, and let's see what time we're on. 20 minutes. Nice. Assign the existing material. And I've got some seams here. We can fix that with triplanar projection. Probably say that every time. So I've got these now. And this should be very easy to do. It should just be a case of UV, delete UVs, UV camera based. Show it and just Control U. Optimize that a bit. Set the size. I'll just put this down here for now. Just can't remember where the other ones were. And I could just tuck this in here. Just double check that's the right way up. Yep. And I know we're still in this -1 UVs because we're just still using it as a waiting room. So if you're joining halfway through, it's because I'm just using it as a waiting room. We're not going to be using that UDIM space. Camera based, UV shell. Set. Fit in there. Nope. Cool. So let's now assign checker UV. Now we can see we're getting all the same. See on this, we're kind of getting this rounded thing. We don't really, if I'm honest, we don't really want that. It's not going to make a difference, so let's not bother. Let's leave it. It should be fine. If it causes an issue, we can just go back and fix it, basically. Cool, so let's do this bit as well. I guess that's classed as torso. Sometimes these already have good UVs on, if it's made from a torus. So if we're in luck, we can just press Control U, set, and now that's UV'd. Select all this. Where have you gone? Yeah, sorry. That thing there is still in the waiting room. So we'll organise these now as well. From that, because that's not done. Cool, so this is all our torso parts. Just check if we've got anywhere to put this. Is that shorter there? Nope, so that's going to go over here. So we're going to take that and just double check it's set right. On this ground a bit here. Cool, so yeah, we've done the torso in 25 minutes. Oh no, have we? Let me just check that. Cool, yeah, we have. I guess the next thing that we need to do is actually, we haven't actually done this. We need to create a locator, duplicate that, just minimize that. But we don't need that. We can just go insert V. That is, let's just make sure we snap that to the middle. Yep. Then -1, and now we've duplicated that across. Let's go to our UV editor. Because we duplicated it and we've minused it, we need to make sure that we freeze our transforms. Because if we look at this now, it's probably not a great shape to see it on because it's round. Let's see if we can sort of see. We don't want it to be flipped, and it should be very, very hard to tell if it's flipped or not. So we'll just add the checker. Yeah, see, this one, as you can see, I think it's backwards because we've flipped it. So when we minus stuff, we have to check that it's not been flipped. So we'll just flip it in the U. So if we go back to object mode and deselect, now everything's the right way around. So that's one thing that you've got to keep an eye on. What is going on? Oh, it's just so I'm just going to select all my body, and I'm just going to and I'm going to merge these together. Mesh, combine, delete the history. In the torso room. Cool. So this is why we kind of do this, the duplicating near the end. And let's assign existing material. And that's all correct. Cool. So if we look at these, they're both facing the right way. Cool, so that's our torso done. Actually, we're getting quite through this quite fast actually now. A lot of this is quite simple. And then we're going to move on to our arm and we'll duplicate that across. So yeah, if you enjoyed watching this UVing tutorial, in fact, actually no, before we do that, let's organize our head and our torso because it's all still in this waiting room. The waiting room. And we actually have a overlapping UV here as well, which is our neck. So this is another thing as well, because we haven't got lots of different things. We've got metals, and now we've got a rubber bit. I'm not going to particularly, I'm just going to keep our separate materials in here for now. Now I'm going to bring these up. And I'm going to rearrange these to see if I can make it all fit a lot nicer. So I've got lots of space here, and if I can reduce my poly space, my UDIM space, I will try. You get stuff like this where it's actually like, that won't fit in there, but this will probably fit there. That will probably fit in there like that. And because this is, I know we've rotated it around. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a sort of, it's almost a dead space sort of stuff. We can bring that in there now. We've like actually opened up quite a lot of space here. Cool. Yeah, and we've done that basically. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more like this.